Well, Israel, so I'm about to use God. So I'm sending a shout to all the sisters. He's also I.S.U.K, New Orleans, Louisiana, Free Flow Bowl School. Come out of West 125th Street, Harvey, New York, under Commander General Hunter. If you're not in the I.S.U.K under Commander General Hunter, if you ain't getting it from here, you are not in the truth. You know, and this a funny thing happened. You know, I was talking to one of my family members, and we went over John 3. We talked about John 3:16, and I was trying to, I was trying to tell him something new. I don't know. I said, man, I was going to find out. He went, Most High, God was talking about the whole world. He was talking about, the 12 tribes, the Israelites. Oh no, that's a lie. He loved the whole world. He come to you like to the Arabs as Allah. He come to the Chinese as Buddha. He's gonna come to the Hindu people as Shiva and all this other. I said, where you get all that from? I said, I don't listen. God said he's alone. Ain't no other God beside him up there. So he ain't representing a whole bunch of other people, And then and according to then I took him to like Second Edges 6, and 54, and it reads, and after these, Adam also, whom thou madest Lord of all of thy creatures, of him come we all, and the people also whom thou hast chosen. Verse 5. And all this have I spoken before thee, O Lord, because thou madest the world for our sake. See, he telling them right there and there. No, he made the world for Israel. Made it for our sake. We're supposed to be ruling things. Like the scriptures say, I've seen servants upon horses and princes and kings, walking, everything is flipped upside down. We're supposed to be running things, but since we didn't want to follow the law, statutes, commandments, we the punishment, gotta put those punishments on us. He told us, if we didn't follow his law, statutes, commandments, we're gonna be, if we follow his law, statutes, commandments, we'll be very high. Because if we don't, we'll come down very, very low. And it's exactly where we at now, low. I'm gonna finish reading this, And as for the verse 56, as for the other people which also come with Adam, thou hast said that they are nothing, but be like unto spittle, and has likened the abundance of them unto a drop that falleth from a vessel. Verse 57. And now, O Lord, behold, these heathens, which have ever been reputed as nothing, have begun to be lords over us and to devour us. And that's exactly what happened, all these people, all these other nations oppressed us, because we scattered all over the earth. And every last one of them had they turn oppressing us, especially over here in America. He said, verse 58 said, but we thy people, whom thou hast called thy firstborn, thy only begotten, and thy fervent lover, are given into their hands. Now, who what group of people it's been given into other people's hands? Nobody but blacks, Hispanics, Latinos, and First Nation people. And that's our job to wake them up. That's our job to wake them up, and with the star with Judah, he said, this scripture said Judah is like a lion's whelp, like an old lion gonna crouch. Who gonna rise them up? So Judah rise up, they make Issachar rise up. They're gonna make Ephraim rise up. They're gonna make Benjamin rise up. Everything. That's what they doing. That's why they keep pushing this John 3:16 philosophy that you talk about the whole world to keep us apart, to make sure we never come together. That's their whole mission, to keep that going. They want to keep us from ever coming together for these prophecies that's been put forth in this Bible. They trying to not to have them come true. As long as they keeping us apart, they know once we come together and start following these laws, statutes, commandments, and start following our God, that's what the most important thing to do. I don't care what you do, you follow your God. You know, and once you follow Him, everything you ever dreamed of come true. You know, and verse 59 say, "If the world were made, would now be made for our sakes, why do we not possess an inheritance with the world? How long shall this endure?" It's going to endure until you come back to the law, statutes, commandments, till you start loving your brothers. You know, stop hating your brother and loving the oppressors. That's what we have to start doing. We have to start loving each other. You know, you're gonna love our oppressors, but hate your brother that live across the street from you. You know, or hate your sister. You see everything. You hate her, but you love another nation. You know, that's backwards. They ain't supposed to be that way. You're supposed to love their brother. You know, go and work things out with their brother. But no, you rather love the oppressor than your own brother. Right. You know, oppressor ain't got nothing for you but to oppress you even more. You know, and you know, I had to say, you know, I said this, say that. Is all oppressors bad? No. But guess what? There's too many bad ones out there that they got all the power. All the world is supposed to be good, they ain't got no power. They can't do nothing. And when it comes down to it, you go to you know, Ecclesiastes 13 and 15 right quick. You know, and this was just Ecclesiastes 13, 15, 13 and 15, time to get it. Well, you know, let's think about those oppressors that's the ones supposed to be good. When it come down to it, this is what they are. You know, every beast loving his life, and every man loving his neighbor. You know, that's where it just comes down to when you're dealing with them. When it comes down to it, they're gonna love their people. They're gonna love their neighbors. They're not gonna love you when it comes down to it. There's not they ain't gonna be, you know, the good ones you think so good. When it comes down to it, they going to theirs. And except for the ones that get down on their knees and kiss the boots of the prophets and beg for forgiveness, you know, maybe you know those that did that, maybe you know the Most High will have mercy upon them because they humble themselves, you know. They did like the scripture say. They go put their face to the earth and lick the dust off their feet. You know, so we don't make them lick. You know, we just kiss the boot. Those who doing that, maybe they might have some mercy. But the ones that won't do it, the ones that won't humble themselves, you know, there's nothing but hell for them. You know, there ain't nothing but destruction and destruction and everything for them. You know, World War III, and they're gonna be in the thick of it. You know. But you know, just go to a bedrock scripture, you know, Zephaniah 2:1, gather yourselves together. Oh, yea, gather yourselves together, oh nation not desired. We are that nation. You know, I never, you know, really took that into account. I know we did one, you know, they didn't like us, but you know, I just never knew the extent of how they didn't like us. You know, they actually hate the 12 tribes. They don't want to see us together. They don't want to see us having any type of brotherhood at all. You know, they want us to stay fighting amongst each other. You know, they want us to argue amongst each other, never to come together because they know these scriptures. Once we do that, the scriptures that they've been reading, they've been having their think tanks going over and over about, you know, what the Most High's prophecy is. That's why they doing that. That's why they had the Christian church teach. You know, what we're going over today, John 3:16, or why John 3:16 didn't mean everybody. He was talking about one. He was talking about his people. God had one chosen people, just like he got a favorite bird. His favorite bird is the pigeon or a dove. You know, and that's his favorite bird. His favorite plant was a lily. You know, he has a favorite everything. He has a favorite. You know, he has a favorite people, and those are everybody. That's not everybody on this earth. It's one. It's, you know, it was 12 nations. And those are his favorite people right there. John 3:16. John 3:16 and it reads, "For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth in him shall not perish, but have everlasting life." Verse 17, "For God sent not his Son into the world to condemn the world, but that the world through him might be saved." Yeah, he did that. He sent his Son here for the world, for a certain world to be saved. You know, he did that. You know, but they always say, but it's whosoever, whosoever, whosoever. So God so loved the world. God so loved the world. He wasn't talking about the whole world. Even though, dictionaries and stuff like that, you come up with universe and world, and and the other dictionary they say age of society. But you're not gonna believe that. So these scriptures gonna come scream at you. We go back to the Apocrypha. We're going to Ecclesiastes. No, before we go there, go to Deuteronomy. Deuteronomy 28, 59 through 61. And and these were what's going on. The Most High is plaguing this place just like he plagued Egypt. And this is modern day Egypt. Like the Most High said, he's gonna send us to Egypt again. But this time with ships. Who do you know come across the water in ships? You say the Chinese came over here in ships, the Irish came over here in ships. No, who came over here and became slaves? We did. The 12 tribes. The first, the northern kingdom left Assyria and sailed over here. The Mayans, the Incans, the Aztecs, the Taino Indians. All them came over here. And built their civilizations. They was the first ones over here. But we came over here, shackled down, packed like sardines off in a cargo ship. I think it was over maybe 900 million died on the travel over here, getting from Africa to America. But see, you never hear about that. But you'll hear about them 3 million Jews that got killed during the Holocaust against that old fake Holocaust they had when it was their own people financing it. The rich Jews were financing it. It was just the poor Jews that weren't getting killed. And then they got saved by the Allied nations. God said He gonna be the one to free His people. So they're not the real Israelites of antiquity. They're imposters. They are imposters. The Allied nations freed them and gave them Israel. The Most High said He gonna give us Israel, not America, not England, not France. None of the Allied nations gonna give us anything. But the Most High, He the one gonna deliver us and put us back in our own land. But we got to come together. We got to get off this John 3:16 nonsense that the Christian church that taught you and learn a different way. This is what it was really about. You go to Ecclesiastes. Deuteronomy 28:59. Then the Lord will make thy plagues wonderful, and the plagues of thy seed, even great plagues, and of long continuance, and sore sickness, and of long continuance. You see how we got COVID-19, we got monkeypox, and then you got what is this?
And the polio coming back too.
Yeah, we even have polio making a comeback, you know, and they supposed to have been wiped that out hundreds of years ago, you know, but it's coming back. And you gotta think back. The AIDS virus still rampant. Syphilis, not that syphilis, but herpes still around. You can't get rid of that. Those things you can't get rid of, you know. And you even have our children catching monkeypox. How is that happening? Who knows? But you know, we go to verse 60. Moreover, and you know these punishments. Moreover, he will bring upon thee all the diseases of Egypt, which thou wast afraid of, and that shall cleave unto thee. Verse 61. Also, every sickness and every plague which is not written in the book of this law, then will the Lord bring upon thee until thou be destroyed. And that's what he promised us that. And he doing that. And that's why, you know, when you go to Revelation 18:4, you know, this was the Most High, you know, telling you and then what to do in these last and evil days. You know, Revelations 18:4, and it reads, and I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sin, and that you receive not of her plagues. That's the Most High telling his people. It's time to fall back from the oppressors. Time to fall back from Christianity. Time to fall back from Islam. Time to fall back from Hinduism. It's time to fall back from all these religions that has nothing to do with the Most High. Father, you know, none of that. All that, get away from them. Because the Most High is coming full force. He ain't lit up none. I mean, he ain't lit up none. Who knows what other disease is coming? And if you ain't following these laws, statutes, commandments, you get caught up in them. That's why the I.S.U.P.K is the home of the truth. Because we teach to follow these laws. You know, if you're in this truth, you ain't following these laws, you know, woe unto you. That's all I can say to you, woe unto you. You know, as far as me and my house, we serve the Lord. You know, never thought I'd be saying that, but these priests under Commander General YAHANNA, they'll put this knowledge off in you and make you, you know, follow these laws, statutes, commandments. You know, that's why I always thank, Officer 500,000 bar, you know, for teaching. He studied teaching. You know, always was on point. You know, made a believer out of me, even when I wanted to, say, no, maybe I can't do this. Maybe I want to go back to eating pork. Maybe I want to go back to chase some women. He said, nah, come back to class. So I've been in class ever since, Officer Tazawar, you out there listening, want to tell you thank you for saving me. Or better yet, helping me save myself. We could go to Ecclesiastes 17:17. For in the division of the nations of the whole earth, he said a ruling over every people. But Israel is the Lord's portion. So he's saying, for God so loved the world, we say for God so loved the world, he gave his only God's son. So the world will not perish. They did tell you right here, Israel is his portion. So he say talking about world, he was talking about Israel. He wasn't talking about none of these other nations. He was talking about Israel. Believe it or not, he was talking about Israel. Like I tell you, believe it or not, you know it's the truth. But the oppressor got a foot over in pastor's neck, so he is not allowed to teach that. No, you cannot teach that. Or we're taking away our grant. We're taking away our funding. We will not donate to our church. So they're there to teach lies, and untruths. They blind and they lead the blind. And we're gonna go to Psalms 147. and 19:20. He showed his word unto Jacob, his statutes and his judgments unto Israel. He hath not dealt so with any nation. Now, they say he showed his word unto Jacob. Jacob, he was our forefather. Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. That was our forefather. The 12, that was the father of the 12 tribes. 12 tribes of the nation of Israel. He said, his statutes and judgment unto Israel. That's who he told his statutes of judgment to. It was Israel. It wasn't to the Edomites. It wasn't to the Ishmaelites. They even got some scriptures. Think about the Israelites. They even got, it's a scripture in I think it's the book of Surah. I think it's 1:22, and say, they say greetings to the Israelites. Just back when I was in jail, having to catch a hold of, probably having to see that. I didn't know what it meant, but I always remember that. I said, why are they talking about the Hebrews and saying greetings to them, and they supposed don't like them. Even though his name Muhammad, he was illiterate. Who knows who wrote that, but whoever did wrote the truth off in there. We are God. They know we are God's chosen people. They know those Israelites, those Israeli people over there are not God's chosen people. They know. They know it. They even said back in 1946 when they put them off in there. They say, how did the Jews leave black and come back white? They've been fighting there since. They say once Israel get back in their own country, there'll be no more war. They've been fighting before since my mama was born. And that's been almost 80 years. That's how long they've been fighting each other because they don't belong over there. Ain't no white man came out the Middle East. Back in those days, everybody was dark, and they lived up in the mountains. They stayed in caves, stuff like that. That's where they dwelled. They was cave dwellers. That's why we call them cave men. There's not a derogatory term toward them. That's just really what they were. They was cave dwellers. And now we're going to go to, let's see, Amos 3:1. Here again, if the Most High was talking about everybody, listen to this. This is what he's saying. Amos 3:1. Hear this word the Lord has spoken against you, O children of Israel, against the whole family which I brought up from the land of Egypt, saying, he's talking to the Israelites, let them know, I'm the one that brought you out of Israel. Not no other man, not no other country. I delivered you. Verse 2, you only have I known of all the families of the earth. Therefore, I will punish you for all your iniquity. Now, he said he's going to punish Israel for his iniquity. I don't see no other nation in this book. He didn't say he's going to punish the Edomites. He's going to punish the Ishmaelites. He's going to punish the Moabites, the Ammonites, the Hamites. He didn't say he was going to punish none of them. He said he was going to punish Israel. So how John 3:16 talking about everybody on this planet? No, it's talking about the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel. That's what he's talking about. And please quit trying to give us 13 tribes because it's not 13 tribes. It's only 12. Jacob didn't have no illegitimate children. He only had 12 sons, and that's it. And it's 12 tribes. I'm from the tribe of Judah. Please don't let no Israeli man come to you and talk about he from the tribe of Judah or I'm from the tribe of Benjamin. Prove it. Prove it. How can you prove it? Israel was black, they weren't white. You couldn't white us out. You tried hard as I don't know what, but you couldn't white us out. That's right. Mm-hmm. Now we could go to let's see, Isaiah 28:10. Isaiah 28:10, it reads, for precept must be upon precept, precept upon precept, line upon line, line upon line, here a little and there a little. Now, you ain't gonna hear this. Like, I mean, I went to church all my young life and never heard them go precept on precept. I heard them talk on this subject for about 3 minutes, then jump on to some, then go to hooping and hollering at the whole church stirred up. Then back to some other scripture, but they never went precept on precept, line upon line. Everything was a feel-good speech. The music, the soothing music that keep you all in your feelings, the organ playing, they got some horns off in there, all that, keep you right in your feelings, have tears coming out your eyes, and you think you're, God touching you, that's not the Most High touching you. That's that music into you. You have a spell cast upon you. The music, just like like they call R. Kelly the Pied Piper. This is like the Pied Piper leading the children away. That's all that music be, just like the Pied Piper, But you gotta remember, we are special and chosen people. Don't let nobody take that from you. Quit letting Christianity lead you astray. Come from out of her, my people, like Revelation 18:4 says, because you don't want to be partakers of their plague. So whoever want to come from out of Christianity, once the Most High feel like it's time for the send Christ back, what you gonna be? What you gonna be able to tell Christ? You ain't been following the law. You ain't been following the statutes and commandments. You've been doing your own thing. And you gonna be the low man in the kingdom when you could have had a high position by following these laws, statutes, commandments. We're gonna go to 2 Chronicles 9:8. Yeah, 2 Chronicles 9:8. Blessed be the Most High, thy power, which delighted in thee to set thee on his throne, to be king for the Most High, thy power, because thy power loved Israel. Now here you say it again, back and forth, how he loved Israel. You don't see nobody else there. You don't see no other nation there. So he loved Israel. That's who the Most High was. That's who John 16:3-16 was talking about. He loved Israel. Israel was his word. Just like, you tell your woman she's your whole world. We are the Most High's whole world. We are his whole world. The law, the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel is the Most High's whole world. That's the world he was talking about. That's right. To establish them forever. Therefore, may he be king over them to do judgment and justice. That's what he did. They talk about, even back then, they was talking about Christ. Way back in the Old Testament, they were talking about the covenant of Christ, how he's going to be king over Israel. That's they talk about them, but they don't like to talk about the Old Testament. There's the Old Testament done old and done away with. We're the New Testament. You just remember how they, most of this be oppressors. They give you that little half a Bible, New Testament. Give you the little red or brown Bible. It's just half a Bible. And they always pass that out, you know, we in the New Testament now. Okay, you know. It was 2 Chronicles 9:8. Now we're gonna go to a scripture, you know, that further proves who the Most High was talking about. You know, that this was his people, you know. In Deuteronomy 7:6. And Deuteronomy 7:6 and reads, but thou art a holy people unto the Lord thy God. The Most High thy power hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself. See, you know, we, the Israelites, are a special people unto the Most High power. We are special people. Like I say, he only showed his laws and statutes only unto us. I know you see these Israelis dressed up, and they call them yarmulkes. They call them yarmulkes that they wearing. You know, yeah, they got their beards all fluffed out, you know, and everything. They got the little curls. No, they ain't our culture. You know, they ain't Hebrew culture. You ain't gonna see none of us dressed like that. You know, so, you know, they look too close to the Amish people, if you ask me. You know, and that's a whole different subject, whole different set. You know, that's what they remind me of every time I see other Amish people. You know, but that's what you know. But we are the ones he was talking about in John 3:16. Just to clarify, you know, he always said Israel. You don't see no other nation. You don't see world up in there. He says Israel. That's right. He said Israel. You know. In the verse, just keep going, just to give you more clarification. The Lord did not set his love upon you, nor choose you, because you were more in number than any people, for you were the fewest of all people. So, you know, it's about 1 billion Chinese, you know, it's 1 billion of them. It's about, you know, it's millions of Japanese, you know. As far as the 12 tribes, we low in number. I mean, you can't even. You have to, you know, you have to go to all parts of the world just to count all of us, because we scattered everywhere. You know, as far as like, you know, we, you know, even though, you know, we built this country. I'm just gonna tell you, just like it's I don't care, get mad, I don't care. We helped build this nation. We made this nation great, just like we made all other civilizations great. We made Egypt great. We made Babylon great. We made Assyrian great. We made the Persian Medes great. We made Greece great. We made Roman great. And then we made this place great. This place would have lost to the British if it weren't for us. They would this would be New England, you know, instead of, you know, New England being over there, this would have been New England. But, you know, it was us, our inventors coming up with stuff that they took credit for. You know, everything we ever built and done or helped out done, and helped them do, we was blotted out. Just like, you know, just like during the dark ages when we was ruling everything. When the dark age was over, they blotted us out again. They whitewashed everything. You know, then they gave a false picture of Yahawashi. What's that guy named Caesar Borgia? You know, yeah. You know, I think he was a Pope's son, you know. Pope Alexander. Yeah, Pope Alexander's son, you know, made him to be, you know, our Lord and Savior, you know. They made him to be that, you know, when that's a false picture. I'm telling you right now. If you got a picture of him, throw it out. Because, you know, you got the wrong guy up in the house. The guy you looking for, we got a fro, is white, his beard white, and he's black. That's right. That's the picture you looking for. You know, here our history of whitewash. You know, if you ever had any kind of secondary education like college, you learn that in college. You know, you get taught. You know, in college, you learn a little bit more than what you learn in school, because they don't teach, unless you went to an all-black school that loved their black students and taught them all about Black history. That's the only way you know. but you're not gonna know it, you know, especially down in the South. You know, they ain't gonna teach you nothing. Black History Month lasts 15 minutes in school. They're gonna give you 15 minutes of Black history and that's it. Well, at least that's how it was in my days. I don't know if they improved things or not. But back in my day, they spoke on Black history. 15 minutes always started in the 1640s. You know, we coming over here in ships. It always began like they could never tell us what we was doing before the 1640. They could never tell us, but we didn't know that the old book sitting on the table collecting dust had our whole history in it. You know, this Bible had our whole history. This is what we was doing before 1642. Being hard-headed, didn't want to follow the law, didn't want to hear the prophets. You know, the Most High sent prophets. You know, warning before destruction. That's what he always did. Always gave us a warning before it was any destruction. You know, but now we're gonna go to verse 8. But because the Lord loved you, and because he will keep the oath which he has sworn unto your father. You know, he made that promise unto Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. That he know Israel was gonna be as the sand, gonna be kind of as the sand of the sea. And we're gonna be ruling, you know. But like under good father, he put in guidelines, you know, that you must follow. You know, he put in the law, statutes, commandments. That's why we are on the bottom right now. You know, you probably say, man, that ain't fair. You know, he say, we his people. Yeah. It's just like any good parent. You know, you at home, you can't follow the rules, you get punished for it. You know, they take away the PS4, 4 and 5 for a week, or the Xbox One for a week. You know, since you know there's no more corporal punishment. You know, back in my day it was corporal punishment. There wasn't nothing you could do. You call the police all you want to. Police just gonna turn back around, get in their car. You know, you need that butt whooping. And now, you know, you put your hands on your child, you going to jail. So mostly, you know, they got like that because they want to raise your child. They see your child, they see money when he grows up. They say, man, look how much money I want to make when I have them in jail, feeding them, clothing them, housing them. Man, I said $100,000 on them. That's what they see when they look at us. They see money. Because they know, we so downtrodden and so messed up that we commit crime. You know, even though we just trying to feed our family, we ain't trying to hurt nobody. There's just some guys just off in a bad position. And you know, just don't know any better. But when they see us, they see money. They see how they can make money off us. That's why all those private prisons, you know, rolls up. We're gonna go to let's see, Ecclesiastes 7:7. You know, oppression make a wise man, mad. Mad. Is in the guilt destroys the heart. So don't be like, just think. They gave out those stimulus checks, right? Everybody was happy, you know. And then they talk about they was broke. You tell me where they come with all the billions and billions and billions of dollars they was able to get in Ukraine. But they telling us they broke, they in a recession. How is you in the recession? You giving billions of dollars over to Ukraine. You financing a war. You know, you doing everything you can for them. You know, but like that's why we said we are a nation not desire. That's why they don't want to give us nothing. Okay, we gave you a few dollars. You better take that and let it be done with. You know, that's your reparation right there. So that's what they got to say about us. We're gonna keep on rolling. We're going to Romans 9:13. You know, and this is what the Most High. You know, everybody say. Oppressor is his people. This this how the Most High feel about the oppressor. Romans 9:13. As it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated. You know, and just to keep it on. So what should we say then? Is there unrighteousness with the Most High? God forbid. He could never be unrighteous. He can make a vessel of honor and a vessel of dishonor. And you know, and before he was ever born, Esau was hated because he know what he was gonna be like. As the Most High always know, you know. So verse 15 said, "For he said to Moses, I will have mercy on whom I will have mercy, and I will have compassion on whom I will have compassion." In other words, Most High say, I can hate who I want to hate and love who I want to love. I'm the Most High power. I can do what I want. You see that, and that's the a lot of people problem. They don't believe that the Most High is the power. They believe they believe in Christianity so much that they're blinded them. We was all blind at one time. Christianity, Mama took the church, thinks she doing right, because that's what she was taught. They just don't know. We learning everything wrong. You go to Malachi chapter 1, verse 2. They thought they was doing right because it's all, that goes all the way back to the slavery days. Some of them learned the truth, but a lot of them was caught up in Christianity. To love master, be a good slave. Be a good slave. But all the time, master with you. And the slaves got a hold of that book off in the cave and start, I think it was like what, Nat Turner, so started a revolt. He started a revolt. They got killed. But he tried to wake up his people and let them know. Just like who they call Black Moses, Harriet Tubman. Yeah, just like Harriet Tubman. They call her, Moses. She led her people out. She knew the truth. She knew who she was. Her family knew their history. Everybody wasn't the same because a lot of them got beaten out of, and some of them was able to keep it, but it wasn't enough of us to teach. That's why they should have I.S.U.P.K day, for bringing this truth out. Because without him, there would have been no truth. We would probably still be Christians. Probably still be breaking the law, statutes, commandments. We'd probably be dead or in jail if it hadn't been for this truth. Had people that love you enough to care and keep you around, to teach you, take time out their business schedule, out their lives, sit back and teach you what the Lord wants, In Malachi chapter 1, verse 2. I have loved you, says the Most High. Yet ye say, where hast thou loved us? Was not Esau Jacob's brother? Said the Most High. Yet I love Jacob. That's right. They was twin brothers, but he loved Jacob. Right. He said, man, I'm not thinking about no Esau. Esau evil, wicked. Matter of fact, since y'all want to say, y'all like to go around and say Jacob stole Esau birthright, no. It's like Esau sold it for that old red uncooked meat that the oppressor loves so much. Like he eat a steak, he wanted bloody. It's just like Esau. That's why he called him Edom. His name became Edom because he ate that raw pottage. That's right. I mean, it wasn't even through cooking yet. It was just raw, bloody, and he ate it anyway. Sold his birthright. And then, man, being such a person, when it came down to it, when Isaac came to bless him, he had the man. He said, "Well, I sold my birthright to Jacob." Right. He should, you should be blessing him. And he didn't want to do that. He done sold his birthright. Then he wanted want to get blessed by Isaac, but it was too late. But that was all part of the Most High plan. Esau was never supposed to get the promise at all. Like he said in Romans 9:13, said, Jacob have I loved, Esau have I hate. You know, they said Esau is the end. Is the end of the world. I think I'm saying it right. Paraphrase. Esau is the end of the world. Jacob is the beginning of the world. Thinking this, right? You know, it just lets you know where Esau placed it. You know, he's at the end of this world. You know, he's going down, and we coming up. But we gotta get our people right. First, we getting ourselves right. Make sure we following the Most High. That's the best thing we can do. Follow the Most High. Yes, General YAHANNA is our leader, but we got to make sure we follow the Most High, or we make him look like a bad leader. You know, we make him look bad because that reflects on him. So we got to follow these law, statutes, commandments like he followed the law, statutes, commandments. We can go back to Apocrypha. We can go to Second Esdras. 69. Second Esdras 69 says, what I was just saying. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that follows. This is letting you know right there. Esau has an end. And we gonna be the beginning of the world. We're gonna be ruling this place. It can happen like I said, like the Bible says, it can happen in a twinkling of an eye. You can say all day, oh Lord, I ain't ready. Should have been ready. We on YouTube, we on Facebook, we on Twitter, we on Instagram, we all over social media. You're getting this truth. You just gotta put down whatever holding you back and start following these laws, statutes, commandments. That's right. We all sacrifice things. Like I used to love cigarettes. Love them. But these scriptures made me hate me. It made me hate myself for what I was doing. And I became a better man. Most I have been blessing me since I've been in this truth. I ain't richer, man, but hey, I'm still getting blessed, I'm still getting blessed, but being rich is really not a blessing anyway, because I don't want to be paying all of high taxes and being rich, I don't want to be, be in a big high tax bracket. Folks be knocking at my door, calling my phone, want donations, just don't know that money going to the I.S.U.P.K. That's all the places going, But go back to you can go to Hebrews. Hebrews 11:3. Yeah, a lot of people think, you follow these law, statutes, commandments, they act like it's a death sentence. I gotta stop eating pork. Pork is no good for you anyway. That's why we have high blood pressure and all kind of heart diseases. And anyway, it says, since you say you're such a Christian, the Bibles tell you, you're not supposed to eat pork. So you ain't supposed to eat the swine. But you eat it anyway. I was raised on swine. I ate everything from the root to the tooth. I can't never give it up. But you're gonna be a time you wish you gave it up. And Hebrews 11:3, and it reads, through faith we understand that the worlds were framed by the word of God, so that things which are seen were not made of things which do appear. So that's a thing, with the oppressor. He thinks still God, because he built skyscrapers, got all kind of military might. The Most High made the oppressor. You know, that's who framed these worlds. He the one spoke the world into existence. You know, he said, you know, let there be light. There was light. He said, let there be, let's create man in our own image, and that's what it was. You know, he spoke everything to them. That a person didn't expect nothing into existence. He didn't create nothing. It's a skyscraper, which he didn't build, we built. You know, cars, he didn't build. We was on those assembly lines building those cars. You know, he did nothing. He gave orders. That's all he did. Mm-hmm. No, we can go to 1 John 2:15. You know, you got to remember, most president is not a God. You know, he didn't do nothing on this but rob, pillage, and destroy, rape, rob, and murder. That's all he ever done. That's all he good for. You know, yeah, and we was the people he did that too. You know, just like I said, the Northern Kingdom came over here first. He destroyed the Mayan civilization. You know, he destroyed the Incans. You know, we only can read about them in books, and they may have a few ancestors left that they can tell you about it. You know, but they pretty much decimated. Conquistador. They went over to Mexico. You know, well, it wasn't Mexico, whatever it was called back then. But they went over there, killed King Montezuma of the Aztecs, Indians. You know, they beheaded him. And, you know, so according to legend, you know, he cursed the water. That's why nobody drinks the water. Nobody drinks the water in Mexico because of Montezuma's curse. You know, he cursed the water. Mm-hmm. You know, 1 John 2:15. Love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him. So if you love this filthy, disgusting place, you will. So God so loved the world, you love that world, the oppressor's world. Love of the Father is not in you. So you love Christianity, the love of the Father is not in you. You love Islam, the love of the Father is not in you. You know, you can't serve two masters. You're either gonna love one and hate the other. You know, and that's all it is. You know, and then you go to verse 16. For all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh and the lust of the eyes and the pride of life, it is not of the Father, but it's of the world. There you go, right there. Everything you see, like, ooh, still nice little mom. I gotta have her. She can have a whole man, a whole husband. And you want it anyway. You commit adultery right there. You can see a fine, well, sister see a fine brother. He, you know, you know, but she know, when she get with him, they married, but she don't want to be married. She want to get this man, and that man. You know, and this is not a high goal. You're you are bound to one man and one man only. You know, far as with the men, you get a wife. You know, you get a woman, and you are lay with her to your wife. You know, now you just get another one. See another woman. Hey, she your wife too. You know, you just can't go around sleeping with everything and just putting it up, putting it down. That's yours. You know, brother, that's yours. That's your wife. You know, I know wife number one might not like it, but hey, it is what it is. You know? Now we're gonna go to James 4:4. Mm-hmm. And it just rather expound on what I was saying. James 4:4. Ye adulterers, and adulteresses. Know you not that the friendship of the world is enmity with the Most High? Whosoever therefore will be a friend of the world is an enemy of the Most High. To let you know, you love this world, you're an enemy of the Most High power. And that is the worst person to have as an enemy. You rather have him as your power, as your Most High God. That's what you want. You know, you don't want to be in an enemy with him. So you got to say, forget this world. This world don't mean nothing to me. My soul means everything. I'm willing to follow these laws, statutes, and commandments. If I gotta lose family, I gotta lose family. They don't want, they can get mad because all come to Christmas, Thanksgiving dinner, Christmas dinner, 4th of July dinner, New Year's Eve party, oh well. They're gonna have to accept my walk with Christ. They're gonna accept this walk they don't walk. They're gonna accept the I.S.U.P.K. They're gonna accept it. If I do come around and it's not a holiday, I.S.U.P.K. gift. Let me know the priests have arrived. Okay, this is this is not a holiday. Yeah, you will see me. Yeah, you will see me. For in the holidays, no, you will not see me. Because Amos 5:21, it said, I hate and I despise your feast days. I mean, this is what we got coming up. Labor Day. Everybody gonna be barbecuing. Most High said he hates and despises. He said he don't want to hear your songs. He don't want to smell your food. He don't want none of it. So but they keep doing it. Hey, this is family tradition. This is a family tradition. Won't you let these law, statutes, and commandments be your tradition? Teach your children. Pass it on down. Won't you pass that down? Now we can go to John 17 and 19. 17 and 9. John chapter 17. 17 and 9, yeah. John 17 and 9 reads, I pray for them. I pray not for the world, but for them which thou hast given me, for they are thine. See, there you go right there. He said, you don't pray for the world. You pray for his people. It's Christ talking. He wasn't talking about the mother nations. He was talking about his people, the Israelites. That have been scattered abroad. They've been told, hey, about the Sadducees and Pharisees. They said, since you didn't want to follow the law, we kicked you out. You can't come back. And Christ let them come back. Christ was trying to teach those Sadducees and Pharisees how they love to punish, but which they don't follow the laws they own self. So how you gonna punish anybody when you don't follow the law? And verse 10 said, and all mine are thine, and thine are mine, and I am glorified in them. This is to let you know who he was talking about. He was talking about Israel. He wasn't talking about no other nation but Israel. John 3:16, they'll say, hey, for God so loved the world. For God so loved the world. That's all you hear out of a Christian. Even though you can put these scriptures right here to him, and he still would not hear you. He would not hear you because, because Christians are low lives. I'm just going to tell you, I was a low life. I know I did everything under the sun and called myself a Christian, with other Christians. Nobody in the street. I ain't had to go get nobody else from around the corner, right at church. That's what being a Christian gets you. It make you unholy. because they are unholy, because they don't believe in the law, statutes, and commandments. They say it's done away, Christ is done away with it. They died on the cross with Christ, which is a lie, because Christ followed the law. Even after Christ, Paul followed the law. You know, we go to John verse 18 and 20. John 18 and 20 and read. Yahweh shall answer him. Hold on, let me go up, son. Okay. Verse 18. And the serving officer stood there, who had made a fire of coal, for it was cold. And they warmed themselves. And Peter stood with them and warmed himself. The high priest then asked Yahweh of his disciples and of his doctrine. Verse 20. Yahweh answered him, I spake openly to the world. I ever taught in the synagogue and in the temple, whether the Jews always resort, and in secret have I said nothing. Why askest thou me? Ask them which heard me, what I have said unto them. Behold, they know what I said. Christ let them know. You was in the synagogue, you was in the temple. I explained my whole life to you. Yet you still didn't hear. And that's the problem we got now. You know, we are spitting this truth, and they want to clamp their ears. You know, they don't want to hear. But that mean they got to stop some things. I mean they can't be whoremongers, adulterers, you know, and be lascivious, you know, be revelers and all that. They got to stop doing all that fun stuff. Like it's been said, sin is fun, you know. Sin is fun. It's wrong. You know, it's fun, but it's wrong. You know, Isaiah 45 and 17. Isaiah 45, 17 to read. But Israel shall be saved in the Most High with an everlasting salvation. There you go. Right there. He said, Israel shall be saved. They said this way back, the prophets way back then said Israel shall be saved. That's right. You know, so there's your John 3:16 breakdown right there. So you talk about Israel. You know, ye shall not be ashamed nor confounded. World will fight in. So there you go right there. If anybody ever asked you about John 3:16, who he was talking about? He was not talking about the whole world. He was talking about Israel. He was talking about you, black man, Hispanic man, Latino man, Hispanic man, First Nation man, people all over in the Caribbean, all in the North, South, Central America. He was talking about you. He was talking about you. Be proud of who you are. Be proud of your heritage. That's your heritage right there. Your heritage is not being a Aztec, Indian. That's not your heritage. You was a Hebrew, Israelite first, before you ever was that. You was a Hebrew Israelite. Be proud of that heritage. I'm going to go to the book of Acts. Let's see. Verse 5 and 28. Acts 5 and 28. Acts 5 and 28 to read, saying, you know. So let me go up a little bit and understand start at 26. Then go to 24. Now, when the high priest and the captain of the temple and the chief priests heard these things, they doubted them where unto this would grow. So these are the disciples out there teaching. They ain't one of them teaching, you know. Then came one and told them, saying, behold, the men whom you put in prison are standing in the temple and teaching the people. Then, verse 26, then went the captain with the officers and brought them without binding, for they feared the people, lest they should have been stoned. Verse 27, and when they had brought them, they set them before the council, and the high priest asked them, saying, verse 28, saying, did not we straightly command you that you should not teach in this name? And behold, you have filled Jerusalem with your doctrine and intend to bring this man blood upon us. And, this is after they don't kill Christ. They teach it in Christ's name, and now they scared. Right. Now they scared. They know what they done done. Verse 29. Then Peter and the other apostles answered and said, we ought to obey God, the Most High, rather than me. That's right. People to let them know, hey, we're gonna follow the Most High. We're not gonna follow you. And we got to die for what we die for. We got to go to prison for what we go to prison for. Let's see. We go to Matthew, the book of Matthew. Let's see, 15 and 22. Matthew 15:22. But the father said to his servants, bring forth the best robe. No. Let me see. No, I scratched that one. I must have did the wrong one. I scratched it. Go to Acts 2 and 21. But like I said, John 3:16, I hope y'all out there listening, and paying this attention because a lot of people have been bamboozled by John 3:16, and living a life they shouldn't be living, and Acts 2 and 21 read, and it shall come to pass that whosoever shall call on the name of the Lord shall be saved. And that's that whosoever again. This say, there you go. See, it say it right there. Whosoever. I mean, hey, this is my white friend. He called on the name of God. He could be saved too. Here we go again. Let me read some more of this for you. Ye, verse 22. Ye men of Israel. Hear these words. That's right. Now, that's who he was talking to. Israel. Right. That's who the whosoever is. That's who the world is. Israel. Yahawashi Nazareth. A man approved of the Most High among you by miracles and wonders and signs which the Most High did by him in the midst of you, as you yourselves also knew. Yeah, so they knew all the miracles Christ did. you know, there ain't no Christ that he came only for his people. You know, he came only for his people. He, you know, these lessons he got, it's only for his people. Right. And nobody else. Yeah, you know, just have a little fun. Let's go back to John 3 and 14. Mm-hmm. So I hope, you know, whoever was confused on John 3:16, this has been enlightened. So these are my last two scriptures. These are all I got. You know, John 3 and 14 said, and as Moses lifted up the serpent in the wilderness, even so must the Son of Man be lifted up. You know, that whosoever believes in him should not perish, but have eternal life. Now let's go back to old school. We're going to go to Numbers 21 and 6. So, you know, precept post precept, you know, down the phone line. So, you know, they was off in the wilderness, you know, complaining, groaning, moaning, groaning, you know, just being themselves, you know, giving Moses a hard time. The Lord sent fire serpents, you know, and they bit them. A lot of them died. So, yeah, 21 and 6. And the Most High sent fiery serpents among the people, and they bit the people, and much people of Israel died. Verse 7. Therefore the people came to Moses and said, we have sinned, for we have spoken against the Most High and against thee. Pray unto the Most High that he take away the serpents from us. And Moses prayed for the people. And the Most High said unto Moses, make thee a fiery serpent, and set it upon a pole, and it shall come to pass, everyone that is bitten, when he look upon it, shall live. And Moses made a serpent of brass and put it upon a pole, and it came to pass that if a serpent had bitten any man, when he beheld the serpent of brass, he lived. It's the same thing saying back in John 3 or 14. You know, just like you know, when Moses raised up that brass serpent after they got bit and they looked on it and they was healed. You know, they were saved. They're just like Christ being lifted up. You know, Christ has been lifted up. You will be saved. You know, that's what he came back there for, to save his people. You know, his people was Israel. That's right. You know, and there's no clear-cut way to put this. So next time you read John 3:16, you know, I know you're gonna be, you know, be around your family or some other what they call them, scholars, Bible scholars. Right, right. You know, you're gonna be around some Bible scholar, you know, and you break down that John 3:16, watch how confounded he's gonna be. Because I left somebody confounded, you know. You know, this you know, and that's my lesson, you know. And say, Shalom Bashim Rashad to all the brothers out there. And say, Shalom, Yahweh Shema Thon Bashim Rashad to all the sisters. This is I.S.U.P.K New Orleans. You know, Shreveport Bozer. And say, Shalom Israel and Kwam Yashad.